Lovely viewers, you are welcome once again to the National Journal. Now, in today's episode of Ghana Talk on the National Journal, we are going to play back a radio discussion between ace broadcast journalist Fifi Pratt and Farouk Al-Wahab. It was about the state of the Ghana entertainment and music industry. In fact, this discussion encompasses the undeniable state of the Ghana creative industry. I believe it is going to be an eye-opener for people in Ghana and even outside Ghana. If you are ready, let's go.
What happened at those days? Music.
Yes.
Asasa.
Yeah, there's a big change.
Say.
Oh, for sure.
Are they bad or good?
Well, mix up feelings. Guys in a normal first in the 90s, leading up to late 90s, early 2000s, up to 2004, 5 thereabouts. And I would say they had passion for music, and they were very dedicated. You said this year now about guys between Kase, those guys. That was the 96 column coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the senior men like Kujo, Lumba, not that era. But the guys who took up that music at that era, Storm, talking about the beginning of Samini and Co. That was those times, leading to 1998, climax in 2000, early. Those boys, you can say, they really understood music. Unfortunately, they couldn't make that money, and the popularity at that time was very minimal. Obekaya, how many radio stations, how many Fifi Prats were out there? At that time, even you, Fifi, it takes musicians to queue up before so make my access your studio. You understand?
Yeah,
there were a couple of times I have to call you to intercede on behalf of certain musicians, Fifi, Mepacho. Young guys say, "Oh, the money no crack." You remember? That chances, that choices, was not available. We take here and also aside that there was nothing too much popular like your friend said. Your YouTube. Now people were not too much endowed in IT music stuff. People were not too much endowed in Instagram. It was very virtually there was nothing like that. But now no be to me born you more than BMO. The next 5 minutes is on the world platform.
What do you mean by that?
Mpacho utimisha ni bedroom no ayanyom.
Or said the bedroom no ayanyom.
I said nipa me by bedroom okrum ha me bebe.
Na mpanis in chain.
Mpanis in chain.
Na computers in chain.
Na use ne
microphone.
Ne fridge so na a glass.
And your studio as a
bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Utimi de yanyom no de aba.
I see.
But look at the struggle that time na guys ekum. Even to get a studio and a record room. The Oba Dansuma was the name.
Samini, Nana King.
Nana King, and they can't. The first studio I know Dansuma was the name.
Nana King.
Nana King.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. At that time, even to get them to book a time for you to come and record. The boys really suffered. But if you talk about the real authentic music, I have a friend said, from composition to delivery, it was very conk. Those guys, you could tell, they had the spirit and the passion into they could even do live. So they really, really suffered. Take our Dansuman boy, our own brother Samini, for instance. Okay? Samini, I remember in 98, thereabout. You understand? Tamobo boys, those kind of things. What was that? It was very classic. Say now it would have been much louder than it was before because that time no more limitations.
Yeah.
What is it? And at that time they were doing for the entertainment aspect of it. They say, oh, and they show be waha. Nobody gave them brass dime. Shishi. Krani and Mawomubi. 2 CDs krani bu omunjibi. But they were prepared. Said they wanted to entertain the crowd. You think of it. How many of them were coming to studios with a car of their own? They never had it. Taxi, trotro, none friends kakra, tema guys, dansuma guys, none trot ne friends. Obi omukwa ko perform Accra International. na ne niema gu trotro okay na ne suit obe share jacket to the sense na bi mkra ko high boot any jacket if you know what I'm talking about and san no aba be perform stage owia wa fa chire ho $1 ye ma no
and you be there say wa work because me make am feel say me boy.
Oh no the boys we should call them best anime Samina and Cody are there call them even to the time of Oforian Ponsam Krabai before they go to club and beg said they just want to hold microphone just to make themselves available for people to know them but these days it is not like that. They can just rock and roll anywhere. The next day, they are popular with just one single album. But look at those times. The boys need to hear about 2, 3, about 8 songs. Nina a top hit. But Togo Border Krobia and Tenyum. Because one, the investment in that music at that time was not there. The Ghanaians were enjoying them because we're enjoying music. But as to what goes investment, money that goes into their pocketing, boys in a but then no feature kakrebe the next job hunu abeji down East Legon. But look at those guys randomly and they put them all of them collectively. Ebe in the 2000 era no, eba late 2000s na, ene ombeye you know. Ena ema omoye de ebisusu timi omom ye fast no otimi eye you turn around esase san insano what I say ena also be very meaningful either than that good number of them to nyuma break for nothing.
Obetumi aka said those days guys now work on real musicians.
They were the real musicians, but the young boys of today they know because if you give them a microphone if you so you know we understand music when they go to studio a lot of them offer live show be better microphone not to actually join
because
they cannot even coordinate with the band. They cannot coordinate with the band. And when you ask them to come and then display, do some little a cappella, it's a problem. And you begin to ask, now you don't get it.
You
know what I mean? Your pen or studio work. Of course, studio work there. If you're on the year, then it's just the beat is there because it's sound system. But if you want to give the real music in India, then go and play with a naked band and let's see the lyrics. Let's hear you out. Nyansha said your voice in BCI. A lot of them they do with voice enhancement. Into I wouldn't know or not. What is it? And indeed, let us confess and let us be very frank with the subject. Boys na omo etronium at that time. A bre and I maybe are retired. But how old are they? They are young guys. They are still young. Some under the in their 30s, some even under 30. But they started early to say their nano. Some of these young boys are started 18, 19 now. They also started around the Terrible Chaka and others. How old? They were 21. Some were TikTok. How old were they? They were little young boys. But passion and enthusiasm. And then they genome the room. No, Jumani woman there. Of course, because woman said that time. No, I'm sorry. Where they were from? Because if you partner, I say, I'm a boy.
One hour have that. Would they over two bomber?
Let me just say that time. No, not any first Obeko stage.
Yeah.
No, it's my son and son when you girl, Papa. What I say, and yes, I excuse me to say that those days, yes, I come here, what I said, so you a gig in Nisania man, which is Russia light, which is per se, or Kobe baby second to me. That time there was no Spinters, there was no East Legon.
That is it.
But per se, on ya beer, Osu remixer, Chao Costi a stage. And at that time, so let us say, never be Jim Becker, and two dressing, so now nodding, and shirt in a soson. Fifi. That are not shirts in the social part.
What happened? A day of Friday. Oh, Pacha said 90s. The musicians normal shirt to social.
Oh, not your trousers. None you're not there, but not shirts in the social. Pacha said, none your woman. It was the order of the day because we share Black trials, no, also non patasha, tape, black and white, on stick, white shirt and black down, and a white shoe. What does it? And 2 bits may shine be a circle, no a bit feature. But one here, the next 2 days, will be shining terminate the same no and was circle. Now, alternatives in New Hosa. But only a Jumadin, I would say, those guys, they gave birth to what is happening today.
Okay.
But the modern day Ghanaian musicians, and I'm sorry, but I'll be very frank and very blank on the subject. Omnia smart enough. If they are smart enough, they're supposed to tap in with those guys. And that gave birth to the music of Nigeria, the Nigerian boys. Nigerian boys came back to meet people like J. Martins. He was the beginner and the starter.
Yeah.
J. Martin started.
Two-Face.
Okay? Two Baba. Two Baba and Co. They were the people who started.
Yeah.
J. Martins today is not popular than Flavor. He's not popular than Adekunle. He's not popular than Simi and etc. But they paid their dues. Do you understand me? And when the boys, the Nigerian boys, started Somobano, they didn't be the Oman yes are true no na. Some of young Kranibia, sorry, Omoyeno. They went back to J. Martins and Co. Because that time J. Martins, they became Godfather. That is the reason Nigerian boys no more buying Burna Boy, Simi, Wizkid, Davido. How old is Davido? Davido is just a small boy.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But see how they went down. They went down. They submitted to the old boys.
That is it.
And bro. They showed them the way because Nigeria had the investors to come in. What did them say? And your guys say coming in, they are there. But look at the system today. No, they rather even want to rub shoulders, not rub shoulders. They're trying to down them. So how can you? It doesn't even arise because if you're talking about real music, they have done more than you. Fifi, when was National Theatre time when you see it? These boys, time you see National Theatre, they were already there. And they have been the people who almost feature National Theatre, Miss Ghana. You remember those days? Once Miss Ghana, that time, it's 12 regions, 8 of them are dance man girls. The whole region here are dance man. So we need to be but that's how we name. Fifi, what are you talking about? Fifi, please. Bacho, me pese. David, Fifi, na say one me say Glenn's Crano. Now we sit. Uncle for better. What here? Betty Santa Maria. Mo sorry. Dance my guest, but na say na reserve seat my woman. Fifi, that man yet to say the unim dear cost. Winning Bibia. Ning na one and now ye. Sit no to me ma. Mama. Adabaka boys, so you see, those boys really are still available. Music doesn't die. Voice can die, but the music itself doesn't die.
Yeah.
And the people with passion are natural musicians, until even in their grave, they are still musicians.
Okay.
They can close up their eyes, wake up anytime and sing, even with their bad voice. Because they are not much nasi. So let's look at this. The upcoming guys, no more also the content, then the song itself, the messages. After messages in it, it resonates, it connects with the modern day. Kasane, Benyama, Warhol, fine, that's okay. But I guess to a timer, we hear that kind of a link, somebody to bring you along to the destination that you want to take your music to. And to look at the Nigerians, High Life was not Nigerian song.
Yeah.
Nigeria, High Life. Ghana is the leader of High Life. But even Ghana crying High Life, and it's not Ghana. High Life started with Sierra Leoneans. Dr. Olo, they were the people playing High Life, not the Ghanaians. So it was ECOWAS affair, Commonwealth affair. So Ghanaian musicians, they were even learning from Sierra Leoneans. So Ghana picks it up, modify it. And so Ghanaians rather, I'm actually the cool. The transport to High Life to Nigeria. Nigeria at that time knew and cool. Because Nigeria knew only what is called juju music. You understand? But the High Life Nigerians na the call, Ghanaians na the call. Look at the interesting point. In the 96, American in the 90s up to 2000s, your boys, Shadow music carry. There were songs, Fifi, na more town.
Big time, pa.
That time when you go to your studio, you could hit more than 100 Ghanaian songs made in Ghana, and it was all danceable music, dancing one. Tell me today, Vivi, some of us, we've traveled too wide and too large. I remember and I recall, I myself, I featured in a studio in a country in Europe as a disc jockey with a friend, just only for, you know. At that time, no, those boys' music, when you play the Abrofono Besa, and it's what is happening today all over the world. Nigeria songs, they're beating even the Francophones to it. But today, sir, young boys in na only Ghanaian atmosphere.
Yeah.
That is where it catches up. And yes, sir, baby mako. But compare the Nigerian songs, the Nigerian high life, the Nigerian boys, Davido and co. Go to Australia, Sydney, go to Estonia, go to anywhere, Lanaka, anywhere. They have taken over from the Americans. So Nigerian music, which is called the Nigerian high life, has dominated all over. And they are making money. How many of them owns helicopters, or how many of them owns your friends, jets? How was that possible? Look at the interesting and the clever thing that they did. When even the Nigerian musician is falling out, they quickly look out for a musician in another country, which a Ghanaian musician arrogantly will not do it. And I say, they don't take good managers. Fifi, you know, they don't take good managers because they will not submit to the manager.
That is
So these Nigerian guys, so a little bit weaker. Now they are partnering with what? Tanzanian boys, Zimbabwe boys, Jah Praiser, Platin, their friends, Diamond, okay, Rivani, and all those boys. Rwandese boy, Alpha Rwangira. This Rwangira guy will feature almost every Nigerian guy. A little girl, a leader, Amelda from Cape Verde. Go and check the background of that girl. She features a concert in, not even in Portugal. You would say it's or a Portuguese. But man call UK, or every platform, or every hall. The Nigerian boys, with the flavor, adding to France, on your French, or every hall. Davido, or every hall, US. UK, baby, young Ghanaian boys, back and finding studio. In Europe somewhere. Sanya Ghanaians and the best so Ghana for ya omo pe baby akwasha ntoma de ne yire ye on family pio de ne kwa. Yansha Ghanaian musicians, some of them. Very few and okwa yenim even in Togo. They are loud over here. They are popular over here because they are using what? Facebook, this and that, Instagram. It is nothing. It doesn't even connect and resonate with investment in terms of money that they make out of it. They don't make money to that extent. They like that ambience, the noise, the popularity out of it, just to be on the streets of Accra, near Konya inviting Legon whole week. No, that is not all. Do you get it? They don't wait their time, they won't take home time to process, because it is your money time. The money time in the music is now. Makan say, the Oforian Ponsans and the Saminis and the Cherry Bonjakas and all those in Domien. If it was today,
come on, hit him big time.
Nigerians in home team compete. No. The video cannot stand with Samini. He cannot stand a lot of them. He couldn't have. But your competition level, your competitive, competitiveness, you're very low. Say, look at, there is no Nigerian who features. On for Tanzania and Enkahu. How many Nigerians have featured Diamond? Almost all of them. Almost all of them. Why? Because now they want the Swahili flex to combine. Yeah. Look at what Kenyan musicians, the boys are doing. Look at the Ugandan boys, and then look at Tanzanians. They've taken music from the South Africans. Before music was South Africa, you can say the South African musicians were very high profiled, because for them they had what it takes to do a good music. Okay? Now Nigerians took over from them, but the Nigerians now, as they are going a little bit, if you said now, it's just descending a little bit, but smartly. Share, a lot of them are partnered with Americans. to feature on their high life. A lot of them.
I'm
Rick Ross. That is it. Because one confine and say, Omra Metunium, no maji, 10,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, has it for no hobaso.
Arrogance. Any lack of process being processed.
Enka obi to say be a kwadwenchi, na come walk to kwadwenchi.
They will never do it. Only kwadwobe compete. No, for what?
No more kono so.
Thomas Oho, Ebi Oho. That's what the Nigerian boys did. So Besha.
But I'm person much na say na boy impedifo no more. You
see,
what basically for help from them.
Look at La Côte d'Ivoire. Côte d'Ivoire, Freddie Mewe, Alpha Blondy, Gaji Seli, and all those guys. Ivorian boys are they took them through the process, the Francophone beat na and Nombe Coupe de Cali. Côte d'Ivoire for boys in the Coupe de Cali ruled the Mapuka by. That was a version. Do you remember? Yeah. Mapuka also ruled around the late 90s, early 90s. They made big money out of it. In France, all over the world. Mapuka was all over the world. And all these things, they never left Freddie Mewe out.
That is it.
They never. Look at the point, say, Obiti said Alpha Blondy. Alpha Blondy was a French. How was he popular even in Jamaica? Why was he popular in America than our own Ghanaian musicians? Singing Rastafarian or reggae songs. Some of us are aware and we know when your friend is in the late Lucky Dube started. Lucky Dube, before even he came out with the slave, at that time he was a local musician in South Africa. And his first album, Omar Dekini, you can just go there and check. That time he was singing local songs. But he went to France before and he went to Jamaica, came back to France. After Brand Dimunodin Omar, Lucky Dube, that big within a short time. Okay? And music there, you never stop learning from people that you think they are better than you. But dear no, it is still we are not promoting the songs very well. And musicians, they are only loud in the ears of Ghanaians. And to my so colloquial, only the 4 enclaves, that is the north, south, north, Ghana has it. Because the Ghanaian musicians say, you're in posters called the Bobo Abidjan, nobody knows him.
Now, saying more arguments, because ABC said, I say, products everywhere Babontain with this young guys in to Sunshine.
Oh, come in agreeably. Because, listen, how do you sit? Senya for the sake of Instagram and Facebook purpose, ubitimaya de OPBR. How do you sit? Now record those songs with telephone. A lot of them. In music, yes, some boys are better 3 or 4. Onam da kuma mo nam na be a story building being obifis are grown the next day he finds out.
But do you think say you to mean bibi kakra Andrew international level?
Well, there was some few of them. And they say your rap musicians Simona Oma Ebia there, okay, Obiti say your friend is a shatter say. But I'm saying that he could have done better.
So
well, of course. If the promotion is there, he could have done better because he has what it takes. Or flair, no.
Or lucky, baby.
Oh, there's some. The promotion is a little bit of a big issue because yes, you can't be king only in Ghana. He has the qualities to be king across Africa. How did it happen there? Yes, Sarkodia could do better. He could do more. Stoneboy and others still they are still because I'm looking at them. I'm looking at Simi. I'm looking at Chike. I'm looking at
Simi. No money at the idea. Okay, which investors bem warm.
Yes.
But I have said no,
it is not like that. A Sikafon would not. Nobody would take his money to invest on something that is not profitable because Ahanis Kanin to say, excuse me, to say Nigeria. But music industry, there's money everywhere. Meaning, say, young Krano, how well do they allow themselves to be managed? That is the theory and that is the problem.
Okay.
They don't allow themselves to be managed. That is the irony of it. The Nigerian boys. No, I'm say. Look, when today's president of Sierra Leone Republic, okay, my debut, on the day 2018 when he was sworn in as a president of Sierra Leone, just 2018, I was there. I was invited. I went with Serbia government. Then you swear-in ceremony or a private party indoor or Mama Yoko Hotel in Freetown. The wife, musician no opening you met Davido. They brought Davido. I was in the hotel, Radisson Blue with Davido, with Liberia President Oponria, with Ma Debut, with other African presidents.
Also, what the hotel? Hotel,
yes. So,
Wahabi.
When you sit down with Davido, you will laugh your stomach out. You understand? This boy, if you look at his managers, the guy who manages him, he has a management team. To the sense, Davido came out. He was yet to go to the program, but no person the boy shouted at him.
Wow.
Yes, I was there. He screamed at him that get inside, it's not your time, go and sleep. And he understands. It's like that in Nigeria all over. Flavor, one of the most respectful Nigerian musicians that you can ever get. Look at the background of Flavor. Say no to you more trotro stations. Our Eastern Nigeria. When you're all art musician, be okusuya say or continue music studio be. But look at him now. And you cannot ask Flavor to feature on your program and pay him less than $100,000. He will not come. Because we have something called position of the product in marketing. Where you put the product. But you the end why you again say best the whole year, best performance in Logan Hall week. When we're talking about investments, you're talking about the old target Logan Hall week. So when we get telephone numbers, are you crazy?
A man numbers.
But that's what the most musicians here. And most of them are reserving the energy now called University of Love, Tech. School of Love. A whole now or a whole week, or Katanga, or Kwakwe show the whole year and the targeting. No. If you do that, you are not growing. If you do that, you are not growing. Chef, how well do you hear from Jamaicans anymore now on the world edition? Only Jamaican reggae music, they've done it. Nigerians now shutting reggae music down. They've shut it down. Europe was reggae music. The Europeans like reggae. But now, if you go to discos across Europe, Berlin, Tam Tam, whatever, Fonana, all these discotheques in Europe, big theatre, you know, go there. There is no you're more American. Every song there is Nigeria from A to Z.
And this is here your top three. Shatawale, Stoneboy, Sarkodie.
Yes.
They need to do more, right?
What they need to do, they should just,
because your friends in Nigeria say, I'm top three, Whiskey, Davido, then Burna Boy.
But the boys are doing well. Flavor and Co, they are doing well. Every year, there's new Nigerian artists coming. What is it? Shetiwa Mukra now, or yes, you know, how about why rejuvenated? No, I try, no, I found cranny be. Now I bumble, no, no, now I say, or Jinisika. So they go out there. But what I'm saying is that the Ghanaian boys, they need strong management team, not a strong manager. The strong management team will be managing the dressing. Obi managing the talking, Obi managing the interviews, Obi managing the finances, Obi managing the administration, that etc. And collectively, how? I'm sorry, David, in educational background, you say they are not well that educated, but whichever way in Nigeria or Canberra, or become a pigeon crow, become. But some of these guys, okay, they are well learned. They've gone to school. Some of these boys coming up and they don't have to be graduates.
Yeah.
So why don't you be very submissive? Because a Ghanaian musician, send a manager friend or two young back, then you're near popular manager and forget about it. And normally I'm a person, I wouldn't make references to a name, but I will make a reference to a particular name. It doesn't make any difference. I'm just only making a comment.
Okay.
Okay, and then you're not the buyer. I hired
yeah.
Let me tell you that the Ivorians, got me, I'm French connected, you know it. They thought, said the boy was an Ivorian. And that song would have sold, it would have gone the whole Africa. Because the song, tell me about out, you know. It wasn't a song, and I said, gentleman, they call Kou.
That's what they call
Kou by and Yum.
Hired.
All the free we see from by
international.
Oh, Papa won't hear them. Me say that boy and that song. You know, you don't kill off your own song. When you have a music that is trending in the system, a movie affect you money. Don't make that mistake because you are not Bob Marley. You are not Jimmy Cliff. You are not Eric Johnson. Don't make a mistake to bring another song to shut it down because every musician be out there, you big one, baby, loud. No. When next one, everybody goes and take one, shut it down, forget about it. You are no more musician, you are out of the market. And that was what happened to the guy because he didn't have any good musician. I met him at Radio Gold one time, obey a program Saturday, the same Saturday now in Coco. And I remember very well, said, I told him, gentlemen, you know what? This very song, this particular music, if I were you, don't play any other, but promote it and sell yourself to Africa. Okay? Look at Cameroonians. The whole Cameroon is not like Ghana. Almost one music recording studio that belongs to the government. And the promoter called on it in your friend Ina. And to show musicians, okay? Prince Dede Nyango. Look at them. The music that they make. Guy Lobert, Ben Deka, Grace Deka, all these musicians, you know. Up to today, they are being managed. Ben Deka is one of the biggest musicians in Central African Republic. Gabon, Cameroon, Congo, all combined. Look at this, your friend is saying, Kofi Olomide. Okay? And Fali Ipupa. Fali Ipupa was a dancer in Berlin, in Vienna, in Austria, with Kofi Olomide. He was a dancer. He's never been a musician. Fali Ipupa. Watch Fali Ipupa today and compare any Ghanaian musician who comes to that boy's level. I'm sorry, the reality is that you cannot. We don't have a musician to match Fali Ipupa. But Fali Ipupa was a dancer. And the Kofi Olomide, he allowed himself to be in. Only the far, only those boys in here were Kofi Olomide trainees. Yakachi, because the boys do not want to be managed.
Yakachi. And you see, and Ghana for there be an argument with a baswada aye basa binomnia. They say omom pese obi abe to be atransi akase Nigerians away omu nim chen.
Oh, there be Ghanaians one say, yeah, no dreaming no dosun. One say we take dreaming into governance, we take dreaming into churches, we dream a lot over everything. That is Ghana. One say United Nations and Switzerland of West Africa. What you said, but the reality is that any Ghanaian wouldn't admit. You cannot sit here and say any Ghanaian musician, any of some of these. I'm sorry, or match it up to the standard.
They be almost complaining about population.
That be because our person complaining about population. Then you should complain about La Côte d'Ivoire. Your population is bigger than Côte d'Ivoire. Your population is bigger than Cameroon. How did it happen? Your population is bigger than Cameroon and Côte d'Ivoire. Your population is far bigger than Rwanda. And look at what the Rwandese boys are doing now. Your population is bigger than Cape Verde. How can a Cape Verde musician who sings only Portuguese, who doesn't even speak English, go to international arena in Portugal and all over Europe and throw up concert that will attract over 50,000 people? Zahara of South Africa, the girl holds only guitar. Zahara, that girl. What music? How old is she? She dresses like a farmer. But look at the song. When that girl is coming all over in Europe, the ticket is already gone. So let's face reality. It is not a comparison between population and the music has got nothing to do with population. Ghana, Jamaica population. How much is what's the size of Jamaica?
Harriet, so asama Canadian or UK. What's who Ghanaian act bias waba O2 arena about the failure.
You cannot.
Never. Obi to say Westgate, Davido, then Benabout. I fail and every year be almost fail.
And this is Nigerian for Let's go to France. Call Paris, Neko Garden, summertime. Let's share there Congolese, Congo boys and Ebabe, Fali Ipupa Mbabe. Look, when Mewe was Mewe, with all due respect and with all realities, Mewe comes here when Ghana invites Mewe. I'm sorry, Kojo of all people, Yenya Kojo, any Lumbam, they play before they play under Mewe. Mewe of the He was the host. He was the man of the night. How was that possible? Does that mean say Cote d'Ivoire is not Ghana population? It has nothing to do with it, because at that time those boys allowed themselves. Freddie Mewe, not Air Cote d'Ivoire, Air Ivoire, and the managino, because they allowed themselves.
Kwame say ya pese ya de international beef ni be to be akọ be jato.
Yeah, and that is it, because Ghanaian musician to concentrate on the profession. Call yourself a musician. Momo de omo de to ho. Say we say because that is the stupidity. Because who share the Nigerian boys now? By the end of the day, oh yes, of course. Last year, 2020, this 2021, I was invited by the king of the Yoruba land, Oni Ile-Ife, Oni of Ile-Ife. Ile-Ife Oni is like the Asante king of Ghana.
Okay.
No, any celebrations we are every year. We invite you all over. The Nigerian guys that came and say, Ile-Ife Hono, there's no airport, so you have to fly to Ibadan. All these Nigerian artists, the boys that came, all of them came with their jets. Even my friend there, and then jet on the tarmac, the boys were left not a guy. You understand? Nevertheless, so Obia. Or your old musician in Nigeria, and that's a big musician now. The boys go down, flaps. Davido, I need obey Sisia. Why is that boy? Oboy never daho achiao. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you know sa line.
Why you girl was a bechawa can what you say now?
Sir? Obeji penny the girl. Akore, no was a bechawa.
And if they want to make money out of the gifted profession given to them called the music. Music can sell you more than any other. Musicians are popular than footballers. Footballer is a short-lived profession. 15 years, you're out of the pitch. Musician can live longer until even his dying days. So that is the difference. So musician money doesn't end. But footballer, it can end at a point. The musician can continue if only you have the mind. What do? As and when, as we seek a professional management, because some of our girls normal banning some of the guys and it be indeed good or flair no. But they need to sit down, submit for somebody to take a business managerial. Boss, say Kingdom. Kingdom, are you telling me that Kingdom cannot manage a Ghanaian musician? He has what it takes to manage a Ghanaian musician.
Simple.
But Yama Ghanaian musician be in this particular house. Kingdom say, Amofa say, on an air or managing. No cobon yum bakuna yum near popular. No friend is obeba.
Obedina Tabukura.
And you can never grow because you don't have that business knowledge to promote yourself.
That is it.
You don't have the listen. Share lobbying the Grammy Awards now. Invite you, Papa. It's not only about the work. I'm a consultant. I know what I'm talking about. The lobbying plays about 80% role, and the profession comes to support. Look at Jack Praiser. This boy too dangerous, okay, and Marina and those kind of things. Should Nigeria feature Yemi Alamide? Yes, Yemi Alade or feature Davido or feature your friends Tanzania boy, your friends Platinum. Yes, or feature Omina. Go out there and check Jack Praiser. The name is all over. You understand? Do you know who sponsored him? The government of Zimbabwe.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
GOZ, government of Zimbabwe, and the promote to that boy. And a lot of Cameroonian musicians are being sponsored by the Ministry of Culture. So think of it. Hotels call a normal corporation say we want to sponsor you, promote you. Do you say Ghana you know be on the open car and could be promote musician? There is nothing that makes it. Dear no. The sheer arrogance and the lack of understanding. And you been the football at the same time when you connect back where you are at the same thing. She a Ghanaian footballer. O free park is 2 years. You see Kenyinasa. She a Nigerian footballer. Jejo Okacha and Co. Up to now, Africa no many years come on. Compared to your players of their time. Adepo Jumuni Adadeno. Kanu, go to Kanu, he owns what he owns. big time. But boys say no more feature at the same time. No, all of them. No, I'm sorry to say Ebu Okra Wansra unity.
Kwame Ansanse men can say say your musicians, more of them really live a fake life.
Because the fake life is that they try to reach where they haven't gotten yet.
Okay.
And now they don't put professional emphasis, investment emphasis on what they're doing. And when you target now a young back, it is a young back on the back out to VR. Or no, I was running very well. So this time, nobody takes money to go and buy cassette. Nobody takes money to go and buy etc. You are only depending on assessing the YouTube watches, views, and etc. That is not alone. That is not enough. Okay. You need to feature on international platforms that you get money.
If you have watching maybe say, what about the way we release your tracks? Who said those days? Yes. If I say Lumba releasing the single and album, and also it's a keep 4 or 5 years and sign for Fraba. It's a the tracks being in a trial so
that is what that was my initial introduction. Sir, any clever, smart musician will not kill off your good song after 6 months. But yeah, the end there or one of because he is in a haste. Sir, or per se, yet we are bo. How do you compete with your colleagues who be releasing your tino stupidly? So in your cries and next week who's release.
Obi to me releasing your cry and your no fire.
When it's also when it's in transit, you Fifi Bonyum. Now the same person. What's up, Fifi?
Within 2 weeks. And appreciation. Rabbi Tim. Rabbi, who are head here? Your monitor, I'm sorry. Wow, heavy. Me too, pa.
Discussion amu yom. A deeper than.
Denko 40,
you know, he's.
Won't tiasia.
But senkubi tiasia. This is generational wealth.
I do just say discussion we are the free.
I'm telling you.
You have to pay for.
I'm telling you.
Or the amount free. Into
now, detailed. Senka se enyese ebia wahab baby akwa. Na kamia me time. Come on discuss it 30 minutes nka.
Wahab baby akwa.
Senga se bia o ko baby o ko baby
5-10 minutes nka.
Come on 5-10 minutes. Hey, about honor. Once more working.
Yeah, very deep.
Honor, submission, the issue of arrogance killing talent. It's not just about 10 minutes now. Can mama limiting it to just musicians. Generally in life,
ciao.
What having generally in life about honor, submission.
What is all the question?
Arrogances. The people they know and one among kono. No, because me mission dia pa.
Me more akonya.
That mission dia pa. Mission dia pa. What there? Have you Anna? What on kasa about Anna?
So you see,
okay,
like he rightly hit. Also, whoever does not submit, respect, you find it difficult in processing the life into success. Because it is a processing stages of life. So you need to move from stage to stage. But any profession be a activity based, either football, activity based, music, any other talented professions. What if you don't have that kind of appreciation spirit, the heart to honor, to respect, and submit? And allowed to be groomed and grooming, allowed to be trained and training, allowed to be to be given just even common investment mentality. How do you sit? Now, I have a better house. No, my bed is 15,000. I sleep on a 15,000 Ghana cedis bed. Are you crazy? If you sleep on 15,000 cedis, $2,000. Do you think Flavor will buy a $15,000, $2,000 bed and make noise about it? No, it's because the inferiority complex, the cheap life, the cheap mentality has invested into your mind. And the amount of me think you feel every little thing be a big mouth. What they say, Sure. Event to be baso across Sports Stadium. Modern Ghanaian musicians. They were even rushing. There was an event at Nigerian boy, A4 baby. We say these two friends, brothers and twins.
P Square.
P Square. Mm-hmm. They were on that event. And a good friend of mine, or no, my cousins.
Okay.
So we're out there when they haven't even started. And we're having these discussions. So look, some of your guys, they could be very good. But why are they not? They are too giddy. They are too they just rush. The Ghanaian musicians were even fighting who has to go on stage first. They were fighting. When even the organizer, the event planner says that I want you to feature number 6. I want you to feature section. Hey, meko. Why didn't you get so I'm an amateur dear because yes, a crowd on a crowd about into no mama meto a crowd in the back.
Yeah, experiences are dinner pa.
Because it bothers on professionalism because I mean I'm here a manager. I'll make sure say if I want you to feature last or I want to feature first, it is a lobbying game. That is what is called consultancy. You don't have the manager who understands. You only have a manager who passes telephone numbers to girls. So you are rather controlling him than he controlling you. You call him manager because you need to have the word manager, but he doesn't manage you. So the Ghanaian musician managing himself, you are equal as West because you don't have the managerial skills. The administrative skills you don't have it, then you cannot put together and govern yourself. And you cannot grow with your profession. So you kill off a profession early. And you look across. All these guys next time can be. But one thing that they forget is that music industry, talent industry, the moment I feature say, oh, your friend saying the name comes out there, no. Who say win Timin Kotra Makola say or tomatoes. Now a certain complex come to hang on your neck. And at the end of the day, no, one share year. Now share open for birthday, crying after more about if you need the making. Musician be or patch out CM feature birthday. What's a week a year no? Fifi party bonny show. I know about better baby. Fifi can say me wa house. It didn't hear you so mumba. Huh? Tommy is in the house.
101.9 FM. Kingdom Plus.
I will say, revival me today because
what I say,
the girls be
so still like
Rabbi Waha. Rabbi in the house.
What I say, MC the Fifi that time make so boom kakra. Oh, what is that? What is that? Those days get a popularity from. I can't Fifi need the kakra. Man, say emfa. You are there. Fifi allow.
That's my downfall.
MC, use this your medium. And anytime, anywhen that you have the least chance on your program. Please, let's discuss about management, consortium, and then our players, your talent, your musicians. Omon tu ombuase, na omon pe managers, omon tu ombanom pe musicians na. Omon ye too old class on pempen in front kwan. Young guys no more in their 30s in the Saminu squad near Dadena. Omunim se or one music in a chair. Onimium to chair. Otinyum na se cheo onim live show cheo no monne wo munye den and coordinate collaboration mon ko mo ho
collabor so ya dey haje de bia obetia o se chale wo pass me so we ko bo anu kra obeye yi kakra bia de name so ade ona me che no haje pa
I'm sure ade Ghana sabi I normally will not inside
ya can say ye moaboy
aha na da bi anu nam cha na san kwasa sem no one who Nigerian musician in the last 3 years. I don't know what to da. For Nigeria album in Abetu.
That happened.
Chike feature Simi. Simi feature Tiwa. Tiwa feature Flavor. Flavor feature Whiskers. Whiskers feature Davido. One who's home causing obium. Obia because there is a quality in everybody and to bring your quality out. Into what does it mean? What it means they have what is called striking a healthy balance. Ahano tiwa on popularity. Into one penasem no eba bi tie nwum no. Yeah. Mesu sumo am crowd ha, omso de beba.
Ghana de penisa.
Into put the Ghanaian musicians been etime a play Oman 90 a feature as a group. I'm going to do 5 years consistently that. they start fighting unnecessarily. I ain't no more fighting. Call her a friend is National Theatre. Sikacha ho kekaya di ama wo mu no. Any nyom no kra no, aden na once. Enti mo bad man planning who leads and who follows. And to balance the Omuja a crime stage crana. What I say? Obia individual one man show. Ediko Jinaha. Which means a connectivity no. And your name connected. Oma Sani and Kwasiasa. Because one said, and your man Omoyano. Asano Cramfa. 2 musicians will be in some mumia joint. Mumia no ankasano and come with my Niama Amana FM.
Just a Jimmy and womb.
That's a woman just stage. Where could Jinaha? Now I shan't call for no turning because wait to Tema, where's the a year friend is a Makango into an person pulling the fans different. Where's that bag. Fifi doom the machine Cromonti no go so sing. Sometimes so. Who didn't cause that? Yeah, speak a call for Norton. Ghana boys.
I was here.